Hello everybody, welcome back to have a lesson with me. In this second lesson, you will be studying about sentence. So, what is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. A sentence always begins with a capital letter. And here are the examples of the sentence. Lightning flashed in the sky. Tornadoes are dangerous. Now, why do these sentences consider as sentence? Right? Now, let's see how it expresses a complete thought. Lightning flashed in the sky. Lightning as the subject of the sentence. Flash in the sky is the predicate. So here we consider this as a sentence because it expresses a complete thought. Okay, tornadoes are dangerous. So here tornadoes are dangerous. Tornadoes is the subject of the sentence. Are dangerous is the predicate of the sentence. So this also consider of a sentence because it expresses a complete thought. All right. There is another also what we call sentence fragment. So what is a sentence fragment? A sentence fragment is a group of words that doesn't express a complete thought. So a fragment is not a sentence. Okay? Even in speaking, this is understandable, but they are not considered correct as a sentence. Okay? So we call this sentence fragment. Now, here are the example of sentence fragment. Flash in the sky. Flash in the sky is a sentence fragment. It doesn't express a complete thought. We don't know what happened to the flash in the sky. Okay. During the storm. During the storm also is understandable as in speaking, but it considers not a complete sentence because it doesn't express a complete thought. Okay. Thunder in the distance. Thunder in the distance also is a sentence fragment, but it doesn't have a subject, so we don't know what happened to the thunder in the distance, and this is considered as sentence fragment. Maybe later. Maybe later in speaking, probably this is considered correct, but in writing, of course, this is not correct. When you invite someone to have a dinner with you, you say, "Do you want to have dinner with me?" And he or she answers, "Maybe later." So it's understandable, but we don't consider this as a sentence because it doesn't express a complete thought. So this is also considered as sentence fragment. Right? Now let's practice which are sentences and which are sentence fragment. They sound like freight train. Is this a sentence or a sentence fragment? If you see here, they as a subject sound like a freight train is a predicate. So this one is considered as a sentence because it expresses a complete thought. Began building their homes and schools. Is this a sentence or a sentence fragment? Of course, this is the sentence fragment because it doesn't express a complete thought. We don't know who began building the homes and schools, right? So this is considered as a sentence fragment. They spin like tops. So they spin, they as the subject of the sentence, speak like tops is the predicate. So this is the sentence or the sentence fragment. Of course, this is a sentence because it expresses a complete thought. Okay. Stay indoors for several hours. Is this a sentence or a sentence fragment? Of course, this is a sentence fragment because we don't know who stayed in the doors for several hours. So there is no subject in this sentence. Okay. We saw a cloud shaped like a funnel. we saw a cloud shaped like a funnel. So we, as the subject of the sentence, saw a cloud shaped like a funnel is the predicate. Is this a sentence or sentence fragment? Of course, this is the sentence because it expresses a complete thought. Okay, so who saw a cloud shaped like a funnel? We, right? So what did we see? We saw a cloud shaped like a funnel. So it is considered as a sentence because it expresses a complete thought. From different parts of the country. So from different parts of the country, is this a sentence or a sentence fragment? Of course, this is a sentence fragment because we don't know who comes from different part of the country or what happened from different part of the country. So there is no subject in this sentence, so this is considered as a sentence fragment. The downpour lasted all afternoon. The downpour is a subject of the sentence. Lasted all afternoon is the predicate of the sentence. So this one is considered as a sentence because it expresses a complete thought. Okay. All television stations. Do you think this is a sentence or sentence fragment? Of course, this is a sentence fragment because there is no subject here in this sentence. But in speaking, of course, all the television station is considered as correct in speaking, but it doesn't expresses a complete thought because we don't know the subject, we don't know what happened to all the television stations. Okay, so this is we consider as sentence fragment. He sends the food and clothing right away. So he here as the subject of the sentence, send the food and clothing right away is the predicate. So this one is considered as a sentence or a sentence fragment. And of course, this is also a sentence because it expresses a complete thought. Okay, so who sends the food and clothing right away? He. Okay, so this is a complete sentence. It expresses a complete thought. In the weeks after the storm. So is this a sentence or a sentence fragment? In the weeks after the storm. And of course, this is also a sentence fragment. Why? Because this expresses not a complete thought, but we don't know what happened in the weeks after the storm, right? So there is no subject here in this sentence. Okay, so you have already studied about sentence. You have already known what is a sentence and what is sentence fragment, and I hope that this will be useful for you. If you think this supports your learning in English, and please subscribe for the next episode of the videos. Don't forget to give the thumbs up, and I will be happy to share more videos to you. You know that you are going to learn more from about the English lesson, right? Thank you very much for watching, and bye bye for now.